Good morning, class. Today we're going to read Strega Magic Lessons. Tomie to Paola has written so many books over the years for children and grown-ups who like his books too. And I thought I'd pick this one because in this book, Big Anthony is feeling a little bit jealous because he wants to learn magic. And so he comes up with a way to see if he can trick Strega into giving him magic lessons. Let's find out what he does. Strega Magic Lessons. And as you remember, Tomie to Paola writes the book and draws the pictures. He's the author and the illustrator. Paola, the baker's daughter, was angry. Every day, summer, fall, winter, and spring, she had to get up before the sun to bake the bread. Then, piling the loaves on her head, she went to deliver them. But her work wasn't finished. Rushing back to the bakery, she had to mix the flour and salt and water and yeast and set the dough to rise for tomorrow's bread. "Don't forget," her father, the baker, would say, "to make the cookies and bake the cakes. And remember, Paola, to clean up everything, spick and span. I'm going now to see my friends." And off he would go to sit all day in the square of the little town of Calabria. One day, Paola said, "Papa, there's too much work to do. I need some help." "Get up earlier," her father said. "But I get up now before the sun," said Paola. "And I'm the last one in town to get to bed." "That's the way things are," her father said, as he went out the door on his way to the square. "And don't forget," he called back, "you have a wedding cake to bake." That did it. Paola dusted the flour from her hands and took off her apron. "I'm going to change the way things are," she said. "I'll go see Strega. She's so wise, she'll help me." She had had enough. "I think I know how to help you," Strega said after hearing Paola's sad tale. "So many people come to see me with their troubles. I could certainly use some help. Why not stay with me and I will teach you my magic?" "Oh, Strega," said Paola, "thank you. We'll start today," said Strega. Now, Big Anthony, who worked around the house and in the garden for Strega, was listening. He was always listening to what other people were talking about instead of working. "Strega," he shouted, running into the house. "Me too! Teach me your magic too!" "Oh, Anthony," Strega said with a smile, "I can't do that. Why don't you go and milk the goat?" Now, Big Anthony was the one who was angry. "I'll show Strega," he muttered. "I'll just go and work for the baker, now that Paola has left." Down the hill Big Anthony ran. The baker hired him on the spot. "The first thing you do is mix the dough," the baker told Big Anthony. "Put in this much flour, this much salt, this much water, and this much yeast." He looked hard at Big Anthony's smiling face. "Do you understand? The yeast makes the dough rise. Now, mix it right away, and by the time I get back at 6 o'clock, the dough will be ready to make into loaves." "Si, signore, yes, sir," Big Anthony said. The baker walked out of the door and toward the square. I'll just look at everything first, said Big Anthony, poking around. Cookies. He ate one. Then another. Cakes. He ate one, then another. Big Anthony ate them all. In fact, he was still eating when the clock in the square struck 4. Something's happening at 4. I forget. I have to go back and look. Oh, okay. The boss said, when I get back at 6 o'clock, the dough needs to be made into loaves, or you need to make it into loaves. Okay, it's 4 o'clock now. He's got 2 more hours to make the bread, but it needs to rise up. It starts out small and it gets bigger and bigger. But the yeast makes it expand. Okay. Mamma mia, said Big Anthony. I forgot to mix the dough. It won't rise in time. Ah, I know. The yeast makes the dough rise. I'll put in a little more of that, and the dough will rise much faster. I'll still have time for a nap, he said when he got through. He sat down and promptly fell asleep. What a sight the baker saw when he returned. Out! Yelled the baker. What a mess. What's the matter, Big Anthony? Asked Signorina Rosa. The baker threw me out. Now I have no job, he answered. And it's Strega fault. I never would have left her house if she had let me learn to be a Strega. Silly goose, said Signorina Rosa. Who ever heard of a man being a Strega? All of a sudden, Big Anthony's eyes lit up, and off he ran. To cure a headache, you must first fill the bowl with water, Strega Nona was telling Bombolona. Next, you add a few drops of olive oil. Then you say these magic words. Knock, knock, knock. Strega Nona went to the door. Oh, Strega Nona, said a tall girl standing there. All my life I've wanted to learn your magic. Will you teach me, please? Santo cielo, dear me, said Strega Nona. What is your name, my girl? Antonia, said the girl. Why do you want to learn my magic, Antonia? Strega Nona asked. Oh, so that I can help people, said Antonia. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to become a Strega. Ah, in that case, said Strega Nona, come right in. This is Bombolona. She's learning my magic too. Bombolona stared at Antonia and then at Strega Nona. How nice, 2 girls to teach, Strega Nona said. She smiled at Bombolona and then she began. To learn magic and practice it well, she said, you must learn to see and not to see. You must learn to remember and to forget, and to be still and to be busy. But mostly, you must be faithful to your work. Do you understand, my dears? Si, yes, Strega Nona, said Bombolona. No, said Antonia. When are we going to learn how to do the magic things? In time, said Strega Nona. Now, let's practice these magic words. Repeat them in the right order after me. Soon Bambolona said all of them by heart. Antonia kept mixing them up. Bambolona learned the cure for headaches. Antonia did not. Bambolona learned how to make love potions. Antonia did not. Bambolona learned how to get rid of warts. Antonia did not. He made it worse. She made it worse. She made it worse. She. Bambolona, said Strega Nona, I think you are ready to learn some more powerful magic. This is a special book. It is very ancient and contains many secrets. Tomorrow we will begin with it. Oh, grazie, Strega Nona, said Bambolona. Me too, Strega Nona, asked Antonia. Not yet, Antonia, said Strega Nona. You have to learn other things. That night, while everyone slept, Antonia crept into Strega Nona's house. Bambolina thinks she's so smart, said Antonia. I'll just read that book tonight, and tomorrow I'll surprise her and Strega Nona. The next morning, Antonia was looking very tired. Antonia, said Strega Nona, watch and listen. Come, Bambolona, we will start. Wait, shouted Antonia. I have a surprise. A surprise! I know some real magic. Watch me turn that iron kettle into a golden one. Are you sure, Antonia? Said Strega Nona, frowning. Oh, yes, yes, said Antonia, beginning to mutter some strange-sounding words, but she stopped. Wait, I remember now, she began again. Careful, Antonia, warned Bambolona. Magic can't be fooled with. I've got it now, Antonia said. She muttered some words. Suddenly, there was a bright flash, some smelly smoke, and the iron kettle was still there. But Strega Nona wasn't. Instead, where Strega Nona had been standing was a nice, fat toad. Now see what you've done, cried Bambolona. Oh, no, shouted Antonia. Oh, help, somebody save Strega Nona. What have I done? Strega Nona warned you to be careful with magic. Now she's gone forever, Bambolona said. Strega Nona, wept Antonia, picking up the toad. Forgive me, please, Bambolona. You're so clever. You're so smart. Please change her back again. I promise I'll never play with magic again. I can't change that toad into Strega Nona, said Bambolona. But I can change Antonia into Big Anthony. Bambolona pulled off Antonia's kerchief, and sure enough, there was Big Anthony. Oh, I'll never learn, howled Big Anthony. I'll never learn. Oh, Strega Nona, what have I done to you? Perhaps, said Bambolona, if you really promise to never ever play with magic again, that will bring Strega Nona back. Do you really think it will work? said Big Anthony, sobbing. It's worth a try, said Bambolona. Big Anthony put down the toad, closed his eyes tight, and put his hand over his heart. I really promise, for as long